7:30 in the morning, post-pandemic. You just put your crazy kids on the school bus with a couple of burnt Pop-Tarts. Now you get to go to the job that you love. You turn on your truck and there's that dreaded yellow light. Your dash is showing the yellow low tire pressure warning light. Don't worry, I'll explain. So I picked this up from Harbor Freight. It's a dual head air chuck inflator gauge from Merlin. And I also picked this up from Central-Matic. Just a bunch of air tool accessories with male adapters and the female adapters. So let's set this up real quick. I pulled my inflator gauge out of the wrapper. All I need is one of these 1/4-inch female adapters as well. I've got my pipe tape right here. Just pull a little piece off. Place this on the thread. Alright. Your gauge goes right on here. I'll get a wrench in a minute and tighten those up. Same with the female. Grab a few inches of pipe tape. Wrap the threads. You're going to go on the bottom of your air gauge. So I'm going to tighten these quickly up with a wrench, and this end right here is what actually goes into your hose, which comes from your compressor. So now with a couple of wrenches, we'll tighten up this connection. Alright, so once it's taut, you're all good. So that first one is solid. Now for that second connection, put your wrench right on there, hold on to the thing, and just spin it. You're good right there. Okay? So this tire pressure gauge and inflator is ready to go. So for most cars, to find out your tire pressure, just open your door. And on the B pillar, there you have it. Tire, front, 29 psi. Rear, 29 psi. Alright, if you had an old car with a cheap Mako paint job and they painted over that, you can always check your instruction manual. Or, if you don't have the instruction manual, you can always check the tire. So after checking the label on our B pillar, we found out that my truck requires 29 psi for every tire. At this point, we're going to do a physical inspection, walk around the truck, checking every tire to see if any of them are low. Maybe there's a screw or a bolt in that tire. Maybe we hit a curb or something in the road that dented the rim, which also caused the air to leak. And also, don't forget, there's a spare tire underneath your bed. You're going to have to check that too as well. Those also have sensors in them, and that could be causing that dash light to be activated. Alright, so these are aftermarket tires. So for me, I have to check the sidewall. And right there, I don't know if you can read that, it says max load 50 psi. Now, I don't want to fill my tire to 50 psi. That's the max load. If I fill my tire to 50 psi and I drive around, the air is going to get hot in there and expand even more, and I can possibly pop my tire. So for my particular tires, I'm going to go 10 psi less and do 40 psi. Now, if this was factory, the inside of my door said fill to 29 psi. But since I have aftermarket tires, 40 psi is where I'm going. So the best way to fill your tire is with a small air compressor. This is one of my favorite compressors I also picked up from Harbor Freight. It's the Fortress Ultra Quiet Series 2-gallon tank. Watch how quiet this thing is when I turn it on. I can still talk over it. I had another video on this compressor, you should watch it. So anyways, this is our air gauge setup that we purchased from Harbor Freight as well. This is my air inlet hose. Right in there like so. Okay? Now this compressor has air running in here, and this thing is ready to fill the tire. But first, let's check this tire to see where the pressure actually is. So to check the tire pressure, we're just going to insert this on the valve stem, and we get a reading of 20 psi. As I said earlier, we need this tire to be at least 40 psi. So all we got to do is press this lever down, and it'll start filling the tire. And as you can see, the tire's filling slowly, and the gauge is going up. And ever so often you have to let go of the lever so you get a proper reading of the tire. Okay, we're at 40. Perfect. Always make sure to put your valve stem back on. So that was fairly simple. Like I said, everybody should at least own a 1 or 2 gallon compressor. It's great for your house, for tires, bike tires, kids' toys, balls, blow-up pools, whatever. And also, I'd just like to note that these tire pressure sensors, most of them have batteries in them that last anywhere between 8 and 10 years. So if your vehicle is 8 or 10 years old and you're getting a warning light and you checked all the tire pressures and they're exactly where they need to be, it could be that your sensors are bad. So the best thing to do for that is take it to your local tire center, have them check the battery sensors, and replace them. So if you're into any construction projects, home repair, DIY, general how-to, and tool reviews, do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.